Welcome back to our minute-to-minute analysis of Matrix Resurrections. Last time, Neo discussed with Jude different concepts of free will after Morpheus escaped from the model. But fate and predestination meet again now that Neo is going to be reunited with Trinity. But this time, something is very different. Why does Trinity have a new name? Who is this Tiffany person? Welcome to Matrix Explained.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Before moving on to the Trinity scene, take a look at Thomas's reflection on the table. We can see a bald man. This is how the Matrix keeps Neo hidden. It's obvious if he shows his real face, the Resistance soldiers, like bugs, can easily find him. The Matrix gave Neo a new residual self-image to keep him hidden, controlling not only his thoughts, but also his appearance. We, the viewers, see him as he truly is. But Jude, Trinity, and everyone else in the simulation sees him as an entirely different person. It's almost like a bad joke. The Matrix is hiding Neo in plain sight. He has been put into the body of the person who created the Matrix video game, when in fact it is Neo trapped inside a false body. Is this an allegory of something related to the Wachowskis? Maybe. Returning to the coffee shop scene, Thomas stares at Trinity. Jude asks if he's ever talked to her before.
You ever talked to her?
So maybe Neo and Trinity have seen each other before from a distance, but never spoke to one another. This would be the first time that he would dare to speak to her. On this occasion at least. Jude walks up to the woman to introduce her to Thomas.
I know this is all a bit extemporaneous. I'm Jude Gallagher. I work for a game company called Deus Machina.
Hi Jude, I'm Tiffany.
Tiffany! Wow, didn't see that coming.
This part is important because just as Neo is stuck with a different identity in the simulation, so is Trinity. The Matrix has given her a new name and look as well, so that she will not be found by the Resistance either. Thomas finally introduces himself.
Have we met?
For a moment, Tiffany has perceived beyond the restrictions of her RSI. She somehow remembers Tom, but as someone else. This occurs when Neo and Trinity shake hands, or rather when their residual self-images connect. This is because the connection between them has not been completely severed, but we will talk about that later. While Tiffany and Tom are meeting for the first time, wink wink, Tiffany's son Brandon interrupts their conversation. Tiffany's husband also arrives.
Can I have your morning bun?
Hey, you trying to ball my mom or what?
Brandon.
Can I have one bite?
Babe, what's going on? We're gonna be late.
Fun fact, the actor who plays Chad is actually the director of the John Wick movies, Chad Stahelski. He's also worked on the original Matrix trilogy. Just when Thomas was excited to finally be talking to Tiffany, cold water douses his dreams. She has a family. But of course, nothing is what it seems. We move on to the next scene with Neo sitting at his desk at his office, looking at his hand. It looks as if he felt something when he met Tiffany. Thomas starts working on his computer, and we see a message on his screen that warns Neo that assets from his Model 101 are not detected. And we see again the notification that informs that the file Morph has been deleted, as well as another one labeled Heart of the City. This is the hotel from the beginning of the movie, the same name of the hotel from the first Matrix movie. So some very important files from the model Thomas created has been deleted. Thomas is then summoned. The boss wants to see him. Here we are introduced to another new character, Neo's co-worker and boss, who shares too many similarities with another character. Who? Let's see. When Neo walks into the office, the man is standing looking out the window towards the city, monologuing some very familiar words.
Billions of people just living out their lives.
Oblivious.
In the office, we can see other references to the original trilogy. Then there is a quick flashback of Agent Smith's face being punched in. Why does this movie continue to use flashbacks from the older movies?
You wrote that one, yeah? Every time I stand here, I mean OMG. It's so perfect it's gotta be fake. Right?
This scene continues to perpetuate the blurring of the line that divides what is real and what is a lie, what separates the Matrix games and the movies from the simulation. It's a clever way that the machines hid the Matrix within the Matrix itself, and this is not the first time they did this. The Matrix comic titled Get It A favorite of ours is the story of a man who goes to the movies to see the movie The Matrix with his friends, and he doesn't understand anything that happened. At the end of the comic, it is revealed that his friends were undercover Matrix agents who were satisfied that he did not understand the movie. It was good for his health that he did not understand it. In other words, in the comic, The Matrix was a movie created by the machines and was shown inside the simulation so that the humans would believe that their world was real, the simulated world, and anything related to the notion of the world being a simulation would be considered fiction, just something that happens in the movies, nothing more. This comic was written after the first movie was released, so the idea that the machines created a facade that the Matrix itself is a work of fiction to keep people under control is used once again in Matrix Resurrections. Only this time, it's presented as a series of video games. Possibly this was done after Smith was deleted, and everyone who was possessed by him needed to believe that what they witnessed wasn't real. Just as Bugs woke up thanks to seeing an error in the Matrix, many of those who saw others being possessed by Smith and then themselves getting possessed could have remembered what happened, even after getting their memories erased. So they needed a work of fiction, like the Matrix video games, to trick them into believing that it's just make-believe. It is hiding the truth amid lies, hiding the truth in plain sight. Literally, it is here when Neo begins to fall back into the rabbit hole and will soon realize that he is trapped deeper in the Matrix than ever before. Returning to the scene with Tom and his boss, they discuss that the binary project has gone over budget and how the situations in the company are getting bigger than them. Then the boss asks Tom about his therapy, for reasons.
How's the therapy?
Good.
Any episodes?
No.
That's terrific.
So Tom is receiving psychiatric help after the episode. And now we've come to one of the most critical moments of this conversation. The boss talks to Tom about when they first met, and flashbacks of Neo's interrogation are shown.
What did you say about our first meeting? We had all the chemistry of an FBI interrogation.
The boss goes on to say that they build the company together. The conversation is a simile, comparing how they worked together to build the video game company and created the Matrix trilogy of games, to how Neo and Smith helped to create this new world or simulation of the Matrix. This conversation causes Tom discomfort, as he is feeling that something is wrong. Here is when the movie breaks the fourth wall.
I'm sure you can understand why our beloved parent company, Warner Brothers, has decided to make a sequel to the trilogy.
What?
They informed me they're gonna do it with or without us.
In this part of the conversation, Tom's boss is saying that they have to make a new game in the Matrix trilogy by the demands of WB. If they don't, then Warner Brothers will make it without them. This really happened. It is documented that multiple writers were working on creating a new series of movies in the Matrix universe. One was meant to be a Morpheus origin story. Another project was a series similar to Netflix's Dark Mirror, and the Wachowskis were not involved in any of these projects. Warner Brothers made it clear that they will continue the story without them, but Lana was willing to come back to make Matrix 4. And so she added this little jab at Warner Brothers' expense.
Oh, they can. And they made it clear they'll kill our contract if we don't cooperate.
Another fascinating detail about this conversation is that we see that the boss is a smoker. Why is this so interesting? Before we get to that, the boss does seem like a friendly person, but he is also intimidating, kind of like an agent. This uncertainty of whether he is a friend or foe reminds us of the Oracle. And both characters like to smoke. Next time, the return of Agent Smith. For Matrix Explained, please leave a like and subscribe. And thank you for visiting the Desert of the Real.